are honored by a visionary entrepreneur and a thought leader with us, someone who has built a successful venture from ground up and understands what it takes to thrive in today's rapidly evolving world. Mr. Preetham Thakur is a dynamic entrepreneur and a co-founder of Ivy Home, a pioneering protect startup that is transforming the home buying and selling experience in India. With over 4 years of leadership experience, he has been instrumental in building a platform that brings transparency, trust, and efficiency to real estate sector. Ivy Home is backed by some of the world's most prestigious investors, including Y Combinator, Khosla Ventures, Venture Highway, and GFC, a testament, vision, and potential of the venture. Prior to Ivy Home, Mr. Thakur was a part of core team at ShareChat, one of the India's largest social media platforms, where he led content strategy and operations. He also gained invaluable entrepreneurial experience across various roles across Rocket Internet, where he helped build a scale innovative businesses across multiple markets and sector. He is an alumnus of prestigious IIT Kanpur, where he earned his bachelor's in electrical engineering. With a rare combination of technical expertise, strategic vision, and entrepreneurial grit, Mr. Thakur continues to inspire young minds to embrace innovation and build ventures that create lasting impact. We are truly honored to have him with us today. Let us welcome Mr. Preetham Thakur.
What I have been told is that the people who came before me right now were some of the most amazing speakers of this nation. So that kind of is a bit intimidating at the same time, but at the same time, I understand that there are some really tough shoes to fill here. More than telling you how the world is shaping through AI, for me, it's also important to get encouraged by the young talent, the young skill set, the new mindset that's popping up. And this is something that has always inspired me and given me a lot of new josh. A quick introduction from my end. So, I run a company that is named Ivy Homes. It is something that uses AI, machine learning, a lot of number crunching, a lot of tech to value the price of your property. Now, house prices has been always a matter of debate, not for the last 10, 20, 30 years, but also probably for the last hundreds of years. So ideally, what we do is we look at a lot of numbers, we look at the recent trends, and then we value house prices. The best part about working with Ivy Homes was the beginning, where there was absolutely no idea how things are going to be. There was absolutely no idea how AI is going to turn up in the future. Okay. But at the same time, we always knew that we will figure out a way. One of the things that I have realized in the last months is the rate at which things are changing on a day-to-day basis and even probably on an hour-to-hour basis. What used to take us 30 days at one point in time, right? And it might be any kind of work, is taking a lot shorter time now. And this is also a message for all of us to be very conscious of the world that we are stepping into and the world that we are heading. And this is what the entire talk is going to be all about. That how is AI changing the world? How is the recent development in machine learning, data science shaping how we see the world altogether, be it in any field? It need not be business. It can be in medical science, it can be in defense, it can be in sports. So that's where we are right now in 2026, at a very crossroad where we really do not know what's going to come, but we know that there is a great tool in our hand, which if used correctly, which if used honestly, can shape a lot of things in this world. And not just shape, it is also something that can catapult our own career to a very different level altogether. And the adaptability of AI or any tool is something that has happened at a way faster rate that we can even imagine, right? If we look at overall in the last 2000 years, how the entire evolution in terms of tools, in terms of machineries have happened, it took a way long time to adopt. For example, when there was a shift from using handlooms to working on mills, there were so many protests that went on, right? Be it in India or be it in Europe. And it took decades for people to adopt to windmills or textile mills. Radio did not penetrate that fast, right? The true penetration of television took 30 to 40 years all across the world. But when ChatGPT was launched back in 2022, it became the fastest app to reach 1 million users. That was less than 48 hours, right? That is something which we have never seen happen before. Now, it's not just ChatGPT, because artificial intelligence is everywhere. And for all of you to have an idea as to how artificial intelligence have progressed, initially, the very beginning, the true papers on artificial intelligence were being written in 1950s and 1960s, right? But those were something that was restricted for an elite few. Back in 2000, when Google and Microsoft started, there were artificial intelligence lab that was built. However, the adoption is something that took time. You might have a great piece of technology somewhere written on a piece of paper, but as long as adoption does not come in, the impact that it can really create on humanity is very much minimized. And this is exactly the place where you as business leaders come into picture. Now, giving few examples of how AI can be beneficial or how AI can be not beneficial, there are a lot of anecdotes, and these anecdotes are very recent. Let's take, for example, medical science. Last month, there was an operation of prostate cancer that happened on a person by a doctor in London. But the surprising part was that the patient was 1,500 miles away. There have been instances where a cardiac operation took place and the patient was in India, but the doctor was in London. But at the same time, there was another instance which really does not paint a really cozy picture on mind, right? Because very recently during the Iran and US war, there was a lot of allegation that there was a bombing that happened, which was totally decided by autonomous weapon, which was being run by Claude. Now, of course, these allegations will be disputed and we might not know the truth, but the fact is, even knowing that something like this can happen. So here's how we should all think of AI, because at the end of the day, when we talk about any kind of artificial intelligence, it is not that this is something that is going to change or impact on its own. What really matters is the hand in which it is put. The way we should think of artificial intelligence, AI, is exactly the way we should think of guns. If a gun is in hand of a good person, it can protect somebody. But if a gun is in the hand of a bad person, it can kill somebody. And this is exactly where artificial intelligence is. So the same kind of brain, the same kind of mechanism, the same tool which can save a life by doing operation from 1,500 miles away is also the same tool that can kill thousands of people, thousands of innocent people, because it is in the hand of somebody with some other intention. And this is where artificial intelligence comes into picture. This is where you folks come into picture, because it is really important to understand that here I have a tool which will help me take a lot of business decisions, which will help me take a lot of strategic decisions. But at the same time, there is a lot of responsibility. There is a lot of values that we should imbibe in our system just to ensure that this is something that is creating a really, really remarkable impact. When you have artificial intelligence, there have been instances of people with motor neuron disease or ALS who are completely immobile being able to speak again because scientists were able to implant something in the brain that can interpret what you are trying to say through your neural signals and convert it into speech. I mean, of course, instances like this makes us feel that here is it, we have a great tool in hand. But again, the larger question remains that is this something that would be actually useful or something that will be actually destructive? Honestly, we do not know. And honestly, this is where the responsibility of you lies, because when you venture out in the field, a lot of you are going to do a lot of things. Some of you will be working in a hotshot position in corporates. Some of you might be running companies. And some of you will be doing jobs that are not even created yet. But one of the things is sure and certain, that anything that you end up doing, be it in a corporate, be it in a startup, be it starting up on your own, the speed at which things will happen, the pace at which things will grow will be much, much faster than what it has happened in the last 10 years. And this is the hope that we move forward with. Okay. So speaking about defense and medical science, right? One thing it is important to understand, because the question can gradually pop up in our mind, that hey, this is one of the department which is not going to impact me altogether, because I might never be a surgeon or I might not go into defense. But there are definitely a lot of values, and then there are a lot of learning that we should take at the end of the day. Primarily, here it goes, and I will tell you the story of something that is very close to the business which I am operating in. We have a very similar company compared to Zillow. Zillow is a real estate company in US that works on the same model as we do. And basically, this is what it does. It uses AI and valuation to predict property prices. After it is able to predict property prices, the company buys out the apartment. Exactly what we do. And very honestly, we have been inspired for that company before beginning this. Now, what happened with Zillow, and this was during the COVID time, was this, that they had invested almost $10 billion of money to buy out properties all across the United States. But unfortunately, market shifted, just like it always does. It was relying on AI to invest $10 billion in the market, but it shifted. And when it shifted, this company was left with a humongous amount of houses which it could not sell. And at the end of the day, this is what happened. They ended up suffering a loss of $500 million. They wrapped up that unit of their business. And at the same time, they laid off a quarter of their workforce. A very stark reminder to the fact that although we have artificial intelligence to help us in so many departments, to help us in so many fields, but at the end of the day, if we are not making use of it properly, or if we are not giving it a human touch, this is something that can really mess things up. Not just for a corporate, but also for an individual. AI being used in military and defense, which can be used as a power of destruction, which can be used as a power to reckon with, which can be used as a power to save yourself as well. AI being used to operate on people, to give somebody a voice which that person did not have. And at the same time, artificial intelligence being the reason why a business like Zillow kind of can go bust. So think of it as a knife, because if a knife is used properly, it can cut vegetables and prepare a meal. But at the same time, if a knife is used incorrectly, it can harm people. And across history, AI would also be like fire, because fire is something that has brought people closer, during bonfire while you are cooking a meal for the community. But at the same time, fire is also something which can destroy villages as well. Now, right now, we come to the India story because unfortunately, a lot of what gets covered about AI, about developments happening, is based abroad. When we talk about fundamental model, there is always this debate amongst Claude or ChatGPT or Gemini or DeepSeek, which is from China. But unfortunately, we would not find names of these fundamental models in AI that is growing out of India. A lot of developments, a lot of applications that happens in artificial intelligence or in any new age tech would be coming out from San Francisco. And that is the truth. A lot of things do come out from San Francisco. A lot of things do come out from Beijing. But that India story of being highly revolutionary in tech, let us be very honest, that is something that is yet to come out. Yes, there is story of Sarvam, there is story of Kutrim that came up, but we also have to paste this honest picture in our mind, right? That this is something which right now has not competed. And here is where the opportunity lies for all of you, for all of us here. Quick thing. Out of the 100 top AI companies that has come out, 20 of them have Indian founders. 20 of them. Well, but unfortunately, none of it is based out of India. And this is not a sad scenario. This is exactly how an opportunity looks like. Because there is nothing, there is so much that you as business leaders can build as things move forward. And this is where lies what we would call is the talent paradox, which means that whatever in AI has been built all over the globe, whatever in AI has been built in San Francisco or London, it has been built because of Indian talent. Funny thing, most of this talent is again based out of India. But at the same time, how much of it has really reached the Indian audience is something that we should sit down and ask. And when we talk about AI, I really do not mean being able to make videos of different categories, being able to make memes, right? Of course, that's a very important part of this AI in revolution because that helps in adaptability. But something that can truly impact. So for us, the way to view artificial intelligence as future business leader is this, that how can we use artificial intelligence in our day-to-day life, be it at work or be it any personal life, to drive real change. And how would a real change look like? See, from a very personal point of view in my company, 4 years back, whenever we were making Instagram ads, because we were running a lot of Instagram ads, one ad shooting to editing would take at least 6 to 7 days. Right now, in 2026, it takes not more than 12 hours. So, in a period of 24 hours, we can churn 2 ads, which would have taken a couple of weeks to make, and that was only 4 years back. What is the other relatable thing? Whenever we want to make a video, if you have ever made a video, you would know that more than shooting, it is the editing part that takes more time. For us, video editing can be done in a much shorter time span. But here's the funny part. I cannot do video editing. Only somebody who knows how to work around Final Cut Pro or Adobe Premiere can do it. So what this tool has done for all of us is it has made life much simpler and much faster. But as individuals, it is also important to know that I have to be a subject matter expert. I have to really know that thing in depth for us to really make an impact. Because if I just hand over a gun to somebody who has not been brought up with a lot of value system, that gun will always be misused. And this is where AI comes. When we are here to work with artificial intelligence, when we are here to work with any kind of algorithms, one thing that should always be imbibed in us is the value system that we bring in us to the community, to the people around us, to the people in the organization that we are a part of. It is extremely important to imbibe that value system, because without that value system, a fire will not bring people together, but a fire is going to create a wildfire. And this is the expectation from all of you. This is the responsibility that all of us sitting here should imbibe. That whenever we are being given a massive power of technology in our hand, and mind you, the power of technology that all of us have, maybe we will not have that sense of gratitude, but this is something which big corporations, this is something which a lot of powerful people 50 years back would have died for. And that is the power that we have in our mobile phones right now. That is also the power that we have in the computer right now. So overall, one might ask that, okay, let's talk about business leader, but the way we are also wired and framed to thinking is, hey, I'm in different departments. Some of us might go into marketing, some of us might go into operations, and some of us might go into HR. Can there be a relevance of artificial intelligence in this domain? And the answer is plain and simple, yes. So AI over the course of time is not just used to write content or polish email. That is very basic. That is something that used to happen in 2022. Copywriting existed. It does not exist now. But overall, for us to really think that how each and every department is going to benefit because there is artificial intelligence working, here's where we go. If you go to marketing, you can create a video in a matter of hours, something that might have taken days before. If you are in HR, AI is already screening your resumes. Well, if you are in operations, AI helps in supply chain management. If you are in operation, AI helps in a lot of optimization that can reduce the delivery time from the warehouse to your home. So there is already a system that is in hand. There is already a process that is in place. And for all of us, it is super important that this is one tool, this is one object, this is a power that we have in our hand, which if used correctly and which if used in the right direction can really drive a lot of impactful change. So again, the question that one might ask always that, hey, the accessibility of artificial intelligence or tools that can help us really sound beyond our reach. But again, here's the thing, we need not take a giant leap. It's very important to begin small. We all use ChatGPT, we all use Gemini, we all use thousands of other software. Some of us might be using InShot to edit videos. Some of us might be using some other software to create any kind of music. And this is where we begin. On a day-to-day basis, the question for all of us to ask is, how do we incorporate this technology? One of the things for all of us to ask is, how do we ensure that this is something that we are learning on a day-to-day basis? Because here's one thing for sure, it does not seem to be an option right now. All of us have to start using it. The sooner we do, the better. So here's my ending note for all of us, that 5 years back, when I had the good fortune of beginning a company, if all the tools that exists in my hand right now, if I could go back with the same tool, I probably would have done it in 2 years than 5 years. And this is what gives me a lot of courage. This is what gives me a lot of confidence that the scale at which we are in, to reach 2x of that scale will take a much shorter time than what it took for us to get there. Because things are faster, things are way simpler, But at the same time, things are more impactful right now. So thank you very much. It has been an absolute pleasure.
It is now time to thank our distinguished guest for gracing us with his invaluable presence. I invite Professor Parameshwar HS, Head of Department, PGDM, to present a token of appreciation to Mr. Pritam Thakur.